How's it going out there, YouTube land and also some social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be reviewing a new film that released last year in theaters, just recently came onto HBO Max, and is a Oscar contender and a Golden Globe winner. So let's get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, don't forget to check out my all other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those great places. Pretty much post on a regular basis on those places, so definitely check those out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be reviewing a film that is an Oscar contender and a Golden Globe winning film, and just got released on HBO Max recently. And that happens to be the film known as The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah. So this movie is based off of a book, and basically it's taken from a fictional Irish Ireland and, type of little town in Ireland that was made up, but was actually filmed on location in Ireland, which was really awesome. And is so beautifully cinematic. Oh my gosh, if this movie does not take Best Cinematography, they need to get their eyes checked at the Oscars, because this movie is so beautifully cinematographed. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful and so amazing, this film. All the great landscapes of this little town that they decided to film for Ireland, for this fictional town in Ireland, or a little city, as you want to call it. It is a beautiful area and so amazing and just so awesome and just looks so amazing. I absolutely am a huge fan of Ireland. I absolutely love it. I have Irish, ties to Ireland and Scotland and stuff like that. So it kind of runs in my blood. So I really enjoy anything that has to do with Ireland. I've always been a huge admirer of Ireland, and so this movie was just right up my alley for Irish-inspired type of films. Now, this film happens to be known and directed by a great Oscar-winning director who has directed a lot of great films over the years, and is just a solid director, and I always pretty much enjoy anything he directs. And that happens to be the director known as Martin McDonagh. Yeah, Martin McDonagh. Yeah. So Martin McDonagh, you might know as the director, of course, of the great Oscar-winning film, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. He's directed other things over the years and just a solid director. And he just knows how to give a really solid performance in films and knows how to bring such great stories and just great cinematography, acting, music, all to life in one film. And he really did it with this film. And I was really surprised because I wasn't sure, it's been a while since he directed a film, and I wasn't too sure if it was going to live up to how good Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri was. And he really delivered, I thought, and did a really great job. Now, another great film he directed that you should definitely check out if you get a chance is a great film that was actually his directorial debut back in the early 2000s called In Bruges. Yeah, In Bruges. Yeah, this is a solid movie. Also stars Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, and is a solid film that is just so fun, so awesome. It's a very much like Banshees of Inisherin. It's a very dark comedy type of film, gangster kind of bad guys, running from jobs they've done. Kind of that type of deal, mystery, but dark comedy and action, stuff like that. And it's just a really solid film that has a lot of great acting, a lot of great writing, and just overall just a really fun film. Ralph Fiennes is in it, and he was amazing too in it. He was so freaking funny too. And I just love the whole chemistry of all the characters in this film. And Martin just did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really solid film. He had a really good direction for his directorial debut too, because he gave us a really solid different type of dark comedy, I felt. And he really delivered on the darkness of it, but at the same time, there's a lot of great dialogue that he brought to life in this film and gave us just a really solid film. If you have not seen In Bruges, definitely check it out. Really fun film, really amazing, and Martin McDonagh did a great job at directing it. But like I was saying before, Martin did a great job directing The Banshees of Inisherin. Once again, he gave us such great scenery, hands down in this film. It was such a beautiful film. They did such a great job and just gave us a really solid, beautiful looking film that gave us some great landscaping. But the whole concept of the film was really interesting too, and just how it played out. I thought Martin did a good job of giving us that kind of interesting ploy and play throughout it, and gave us really, I thought, a very solid running through film. It didn't seem or slag in any areas or was too slow in certain spots. It really kept the story rolling, and it went right from one thing to another into this dark type of comedy film, and I just thought Martin did a great job with it. If you have not seen the Banshees of Inisherin or anything Mr. Martin McDonough has directed, definitely check out the Banshees of Inisherin. He did a phenomenal job with it. So this movie has a really great cast, lots of great actors and actresses involved in this film that just are really solid, and just was a great cast to bring this amazing movie to life. Now to start us off is one of the main characters himself, Mr. Colin Farrell. Oh yeah, Colin Farrell, woo, Colin Farrell! Oh man, Colin Farrell is the bomb. From such films as his portrayal of Bullseye and Daredevil, to films like The Recruit, SWAT, all those types of films. He is just an amazing actor that is just so fun and always enjoyable to watch. And he just always brings greatness to his characters. I enjoy what he brings to them. I love how he, can go from kind of like a sophisticated character to kind of like a, down bad type of cop character to kind of even an innocent type of character that, doesn't really, is not fully to the extent that he could be and so forth and stuff like that. And he just does a really good job of bringing those different characters to life. And when it comes to this film, I can definitely see why he's getting award nomination, nominees and stuff like that for this film, why he got his Golden Globe for this film. He just really is solid in this film, and I absolutely love what he brought to life to this character. He was so perfect and cross amazing in every aspect of what he did in this film. From his emotions to his dialogue to his presentation, all just was really done well. Now, another great film he was in that is probably one of my all-time favorites of his, and that I don't think gets enough, credit for how good of a film it is. And that, of course, is the film called Phone Booth. Yeah, Phone Booth. This is a solid thriller mystery film. It came out in 2003. It is so amazing. Kiefer Sutherland's in it. Forrest Whitaker, Radha Mitchell. It is just a really freaking solid film that is so awesome, and Colin was amazing in it. His depth of emotion throughout that film was so on point and just so well, acted, and he just did an amazing job with that film. And this is a short film too. It's only like an hour and a half long, and he conveyed all that so well in that short amount of time. And it's a solid film, really well directed, really well acted, and just really visually amazing too as well. I love the whole concept of it being all pretty much taking place around that little area of that phone booth, and it was amazing. Colin was just the best in that film. If you have not seen Phone Booth, definitely check it out for Colin's performance. He was amazing in it. But I thought he was so good in Banshees of Inisherin. He did a phenomenal job, and I just really enjoyed everything he brought to the character, and he definitely, hands down, deserves that Golden Globe win, and I hope he wins an Oscar, too, because he just was so good in this film. If you have not seen Colin Farrell on anything recently, definitely check him out in the Banshees of Inisherin. He was really good. So that brings me to the second actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the other kind of co-lead of the film, and that, of course, is the amazing actor, Mr. Brendan Gleeson! Oh yeah, Brendan Gleeson! Woo, Brendan Gleeson! Oh, I love Brendan Gleeson. He is such an awesome actor. Absolutely loved him. Since the first movie I ever saw him in, I have loved this guy from the get-go. He is so awesome, so fun, and just is a phenomenal actor, and he can do it all. I mean, from his performance in Storm, or Into the Storm, to performances in, TV series and other films, 28 Days Later, and so forth and so like that. He is just a phenomenal actor and is good at all types of genres. Comedy, drama, action. He does it all, and he's so freaking good at it. Now, when it comes to his portrayal in the film, he did a really fantastic job, too. I absolutely loved it. It was very much Brendan Gleeson on point, and he worked so well with Colin Farrell in this film, just like he did in Bruges. And he just was so fun, and I loved the characterization he brought to it, and just how he brought to life this person that would just all of a sudden be like, I don't like you anymore, so I don't want to be friends with you anymore, type of deal thing. And you're just like, you kind of want to hate him, but at the same time you love him, and he really portrayed that so well. He gave us a really solid film. He was so good in this, and just did a really fantastic job. Now, another film that he was in that I really enjoyed, and probably was my all-time favorite of his acting roles, is a great film that came out in 1999 that has Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, and Oliver Platt in, called Lake Placid. Yeah, Lake Placid. Yeah, oh my god, such an awesome film, so well done, so well conceived, amazing horror, action-packed film with so much great comedy. Oliver Platt is absolutely freaking phenomenal in this film. He's so freaking funny. Some of the lines he brings up, like that, he's like, you're supposed to say go, you're supposed to say go. And he's like, we were planning on meeting, she was going to stay. Oh my god, it was absolutely freaking funny. But Brendan Gleeson in this film is so amazing. I love him as the sheriff character. His banter between him and Oliver Platt is on point. I absolutely love Brendan Gleeson in this film. He was so good. His banter between him and Oliver Platt is on point and perfection. So well done, so well conceived. And just some of the things that they come up with are so freaking funny. Especially how he keeps calling everyone a mental was absolutely freaking hilarious. And just so well done by Brendan. And you could definitely hear a little bit of his Irish accent through his dialogue in this film. You could definitely hear that accent a little bit. But he still did such a great job trying to be kind of like a New Englander voice. Because it's supposed to take place in New Hampshire, which is absolutely hilarious because that's where I live. And I absolutely love that they decided to take it there, and just the whole cast is so well conceived in this film. But Brendan Gleeson was just so amazing, the sheriff in this film. If you have not seen Lake Placid, definitely check out Brendan Gleeson, and he was so amazing in it. But Brendan Gleeson, like I said, was just so amazing in this film. I absolutely loved him. I loved what he brought to it. I loved just overall his whole characterization, and I thought he worked so well in the film and just gave a really dynamic performance. If you haven't seen anything Brendan Gleeson has been in recently, definitely check him out in the Banshees of Inisherin. He did a really good job. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the great actor known as Mr. Barry Keoghan. Oh yeah, Barry Keoghan, woo, Barry Keoghan, yeah. So Barry you might recognize from such films as Killing of a Sacred Deer. You might recognize him from his small little pivotal role in the Batman film as the Joker. You might recognize him for a slew of things over the years, but this guy is just a chameleon and is so amazing in any position role that he does in any acting thing I've seen him in. He is just so amazing. He can, at the drop of a hat, turn into this character, and he does such an amazing job. Killing of a Sacred Deer, he was so phenomenal in that. He played such a great evil bad guy. He was so good in it, and I knew from there that this kid was going to be a great actor, and he has proven me that I'm correct. And just with everything he did in this film, he was so good. I love that they had him play kind of a character with definitely a mental disability, definitely with some sort of, disability of some sort. And he did a great job of portraying that and giving us this person that, wasn't fully there, but at the same time, he was there at the same time. And just did a great job of bringing that to life. And I just really enjoyed his characterization of it. I thought he did a really good job. I thought he did a phenomenal job. And overall, I just loved his interactions with Colin Farrell throughout the movie, with Brendan Gleeson, with Carrie Condon. He did such a great job of bringing that character to life and giving us a really solid performance. Now, another great film I enjoyed him in, and I think is a really fun film. I think it was decent. I liked him as this character in the film, and I just really enjoyed his performance in it. And that, of course, is a film called The Eternals. Yeah, The Eternals. Yeah, this was a really good film, and I really enjoyed Barry as his character in it. He was so amazing, he was so awesome, and I really enjoyed what he brought to Druid and gave us this really solid performance that was, I thought, one of the better performances of the film. And I just really enjoyed his characterization and the character he brought to life, and just gave us a really solid performance. If you haven't seen Barry in anything, definitely check him out in The Eternals. He did a really great job. Now, like I said, I thought he was so good in this film. I love what he brought to the character. I love what he did with the character. I love how he portrayed it. And everything he did with the character I just thought was so good, and just overall a great performance and a great addition to this film. If you haven't seen Barry in anything recently, definitely check him out in Banshees of Inisherin. He did a really great job. So what is the Banshees of Inisherin about? Basically, the premise of the film is two lifelong friends. All of a sudden, one day, one of them decides he doesn't want to be the other's friend anymore. And basically, the rest of the film is the one trying to figure out why that happened and kind of the crazy consequences that happen from him trying to figure out why his friend decided to not be his friend anymore. Really well done film. Really enjoyed it. Thought Martin did a great job with this. Thought he made a solid film. Definitely Oscar worthy. Definitely, a nomination type of film that needs to be a nominee for so many great awards, and just a really solid film that was really enjoyable and just really fun, and definitely something I would like to add to the collection eventually. Definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out now. Watch it on HBO Max. It's a fantastic film, really well done, and really enjoyable. I give this one a giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Definitely worth a watch, definitely worth having the collection, and just a solid performance by all involved. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not have seen yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my links down below, either from my awesome Patreon page where you get all kinds of cool extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel that nobody else gets to see, such as bloopers, outtakes, stuff like that, says and what I do next, all that kind of cool stuff. Definitely check that out. And once you become a Patreon, you get all those kind of cool features, so definitely check that out. As always, people, if you're a huge horror movie buff fan and you love horror films, definitely check out the Horror Pack link where you can get great horror films to your door every month for a great low price, so definitely check that out too. As always, people, catch you next one.